everybody? Welcome back to our channel. I'm Bree.
And I'm Evan.
And this is Reality Check TV. Here's where we discuss some of our favorite reality shows to watch together as a couple. So if you love reality TV like we do, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you can get notified anytime we post a new review. And make sure to like this video. What's going on, beautiful people? We are so happy to be back with you guys. I hope you're having an amazing week. We are having... How's our week going? How's our week, babe?
Slowly but steady.
Yes, it's been a long week. I feel like it definitely should be Thursday right now. But we are here once again to talk about the shows that are on the OWN network. They need to hurry up and come to an end. So this honestly would not be long. The last video that we did was pretty lengthy, mainly because we did 4 episodes, or we were talking about 4 episodes in one. On the regular, that's not what it's going to be, because we're not even feeling this.
Not this season.
It's not. It's really a struggle bus over here with these 2 shows in particular, and I feel like it's probably the same way with you guys as well. But we do have just a couple of things to talk about. So you ready?
Yep, let's jump with DC first.
Okay, let's get into it. Okay, Love and Marriage DC. You guys, seriously though, there is not much to talk about. This episode was picking up from last week, where the whole group is sitting and talking with intuitive healer Terry, right? Y'all know that's the clear lady that is the life coach of the Tylers, right? So she is here. She rubbed Joy the wrong way along with everybody else. And I say everybody else rubbing Joy the wrong way. So Joy being Joy, she gets up, she leaves, she goes outside. Really quick, the only thing we're talking about is just our feelings on this situation, which we have said multiple times before. But I think in this scene, for me, it didn't make anything clear. So let me say that. I don't have clarity, right? But what I will say is I did notice how Joy isn't saying much of anything, right? And we talked about that at length in the last video about my feelings on why Joy is so guarded and why she comes off like a bitch. Like, let's just call a thing a thing. I think she has a lot of stuff that she is dealing with internally. With that being said, the situation between her and Block that we really don't know much of is starting to make me feel like Joy is in her feelings from a situation that clearly happened years ago. Never had a conversation with Block. Gets on this show and then blocks him and his wife, no pun intended, from being a part of the show. Because I know multiple people have pretty much said, and it's rumored, that it's because of the Pettys as to why the Duncans are not like permanent cast members. Like, the Pettys are refusing to film with them. And I'm saying that prior to the filming of this season that we're watching right now. If I have to speculate, which, Joy, you have given us no choice. Like, I really try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But if you're not giving me anything to work with, then at this point, I'm just going to have to make up my own narrative. So it is what it is. I feel like they were in this group. There was an opportunity for them to sign some type of contract or deal. Block decided to go a different route. Because Joy did mention that they were in a group with 2 members that ended up leaving. And then Block left or tried to get them to come back, something not like that. Whatever happened, I think Joy blames Block as to why she didn't get this big opportunity. And I think that the icing on the cake is the fact that Joy's homegirl and Block were dating, and then they break up, or there's cheating rumors, or whatever the case is, right? I think that she is just bitter, mainly because of the music situation. And because I do feel like this is an unfair advantage, because Joy has literally blocked him from being on the show and telling his version of what happened and how he feels. She's been able to really sully his reputation just by being on the show, and then using really big trigger words like unforgettable, like, or unforgivable. He's a horrible person. Like, I feel like she said that in one scene about him just not being a good person, right? He's a cheater. Like, she said a lot of very big words and has insinuated that he's just really this horrible individual. And I just feel like, I think that it's all cap. I have to be honest. If it was really something really deep, I feel like Joy wouldn't want to be a part of the show at all, knowing that there's any type of connection between her other castmates and the Duncans. And I also feel like we wouldn't even be having this scene right here. Like, she would really be like, I'm not filming with him. And I also feel like she would really be specific about why she feels the way she feels in this very moment. But she's not doing that. And we all know that Joy comes off as the type of person that she would if she actually had something, right? So I'm just not believing it. I'm really not. And so, F her for life for making me really stick up for this man that I really don't know. Because I don't be trying to be in front of men protecting them by any means necessary. But she's just not giving anything to work with. And Joy is not likable to me. And that's far beyond the show.
I was just going to say, Joy's given no context. But I truly do feel like it's not as big as she's trying to make it seem. I feel it has nothing to do with her homegirl. Honestly, like I said, what I can see from a business thing, I can see there was an opportunity, and either the opportunity only was one of those things where there was opportunity and they said they only wanted black, and if it's not black, then it's a no. Like, Joy is probably one of those things where it's like, Joy's like, well, he needs to be all of us. And it could probably be one of those things where black took the opportunity, the other two left, and it's just Joy just there by herself. Because you said the other two left the group, right?
Yeah, but it was a bigger group, so 2 people left. If I'm remembering this correctly, because they're not memorable, but 2 people left, and then they got a replacement, right? Mm-hmm. And Joy, I think, really liked the replacement. But once they were about to get this contract or this deal, Block was like, well, I want to bring the members that left, I want to bring them back.
Okay, so what I can see from that most likely then is, like I said, if there was a replacement, it could have been one of them things where the deal only included Block and those 2 members, and it no longer included Joy and that new person, possibly.
Well, no, the 2 people left willingly. I guess it could be that way, because that group, Mambo Sauce, I think was the name of the group.
Trash.
Mumble sauce is good.
No, I'm talking about the name.
Oh, because I was about to say.
But at the end of the day, it was probably one of those things where Black made a business decision. It was something that probably didn't involve Joy, or she wasn't fond of the decision. And from there, it's probably one of the things where it's like, F him. Like, then saying, like, it's probably one of the things where she blames him for her career to not take off to a certain
That's
level.
what I just said. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like that is exactly what happened.
But my thing is this: you're talking about your career. You're trying to base your career off of somebody else. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, Joy, your career probably didn't take off because you're not likable.
Between that and I'm pretty sure just a whole bunch of other things. Like, who knows? But shame on them, because I'm just kind of like, this was an opportunity to really have another storyline.
But that got
this
shot down.
Season. But you.
She won't talk about it.
Like, right. Like,
and she probably won't talk about it either, because she probably has a weak case.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we know that. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. Because if she really did have ammo, she would use it. Like, Joy comes off as that type of person.
Because it seems like Clifton probably don't even know what the hell happened.
No. He's just going to go with his wife. And, at the end of the day, you are supposed to do that. But Yeah, like I'm not believing the hype. I'm really not. So yeah, so then the next day the Tylers go and have brunch or breakfast with the Pettys, right? Because y'all know that the Pettys are not staying in the same house as all the other couples. And so there was like a lot of jokes and everybody was just all petty, like, oh they gotta go see, check on your best friends and blah blah blah. And I'm kind of like, I don't like Joy at all, or the Pettys, right? I don't like Clifton either. However, I wasn't shocked that, of course, the Tylers are going to go have breakfast with them or have a separate scene with them because y'all just had this big scene the night before and we have to get another scene to talk about what happened. Duh. Like, we are on a show. Stop it. All of that extra stuff was just unnecessary. And quick, sit down. Nobody is scared, intimidated. Just sit down.
His feet don't even touch the floor when he sits.
Just sit down. We're over it, okay? So the rest of the couples, of course, stay back and they just talk in the living room, of course, about what happened. And this is when Winter basically says, like, the way Joy acted, she was disappointed. She wasn't here for it. But then Yusha pipes up and was really, like, sticking up for Joy, low key. And Winter wasn't feeling it at all.
She wasn't finding his mindset and where he was coming from.
Right.
She kind of felt a disconnect with that way of thinking. Mm-hmm. And she really didn't seem to let that go. Mm-hmm. She's really disturbed.
Stuck on it.
And she wants answers. I can't believe I'm talking about Winter. This is the first time I acknowledged her. But she's, she really wants answers. Yeah. She's not letting that go. She's like, what's up?
Right. And so that seems like that's going to be a thing and it's just going to get bigger. I mean, Winter did make a really good point that I didn't think about before this scene. Remember, y'all, Yusha is the friend of Block. That's how Winter met him. Remember the scene they was doing the podcast? The Duncans and Yusha are friends, more so Block. They have, I think didn't she say like a 10 plus year friendship?
10 year friendship.
Something like that. And then Winter and Block are friends. So she's looking at it like, not only are you not on my side, which is priority number one, but you're also going against your friend that you've known for many years, all to stick up for this chick. Like, she wasn't feeling it. Like he just said, it put a really bad taste in her mouth. To a certain extent, I can completely understand it. Not to a certain extent, I completely understand it. And I also don't trust Yusha, so I think it's even easier for me to not be with it.
It's not like they're together now, so.
Right, so it's all really a mute point.
Yep. Only so much to talk about. They're not together.
So when the Tylers and the Pettys meet up for brunch, Joy start crying. And she's like, oh my God, like, I never thought that I would have to fight for everything that I have. And, I said, girl.
Play the victim all your life.
That scene did not match with what's been going on. Like, her reaction. Like, what do you mean you've been fighting for everything that you love? I don't get it.
During that scene, I took a bomb-ass nap.
Can you stop saying that every video? Like, please. But I was just like, girl, like, this is very dramatic. It was just too much. Arena start crying. That didn't even seem real.
She won't cry. Don't start. Because when I woke up for a split second and I saw them fake dry ass tears, I said, bro, cancel the show. Bruh, she tried her best to try. No, like, I want y'all to imagine the end of like a ketchup bottle with ketchup only at the bottom. You're squeezing it as hard as you can and that shit coming out. Arena tried her hardest
to muster up a
tear, boy. And like I said, when I saw that, I said, bro, just cancel the show. Just cancel it.
So Joy did agree to go back to the house with Arena. Winter set up like a little self-care spa experience at the house. And so Joy said that she'll go back to have a conversation specifically with Ashley, if Ashley would be open to it. Joy is like, this is like my last attempt of really, giving out an olive branch. Well, they go back to the house. Arena pulls Ashley to the side to try to convince her to have a conversation with Joy. And Ashley's like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. At first she was like, let me talk to my husband. So she talks to Quick about it, but she Ashley already had made up in her mind. She don't like them. And I think even with her, I think she's dragging it too. I think she's really dragging it. Really, because she was basically like, my main issue isn't with Joy so much anymore, but she's like, I can't be around Clifton. Like, I can't do it. I do think that is still her putting 20 on 10.
Yeah.
But if you let the, what's their last name? Silvers. If you let the Silvers say it or tell it, they're like, there's other stuff that's going on behind the scenes. We will never know. So I can only go based off of what I see on my TV. And it seems like you are dragging it. So she agrees that she don't want to talk to Joy. Now is not the time. So they had Joy wait in the car for like almost 30 minutes. Arena finally goes out there into the truck and let her know, like, Joy, Ashley's not ready to have a conversation. So Joy leaves and was like, I'm basically done. And y'all, that was really it. I don't want to talk about what's his name? Jamie. I don't talk about Jamie and him being a cop. Because I peeped game a long time ago where when we first met them in season 1, it was this whole like, I was security for a club and I was club promoter, blah blah blah. Season 1 ends and it was all over line about how he's a police officer, and for some reason, or I should say a retired police officer, and for some reason he doesn't want to say that on TV. I can think of a couple of reasons because, cops aren't the most popular people on the block right now, especially when it comes to us. I'm not really feeling it. But I saw he gave me cop vibe to begin with. Like, you look like the feds and you act like it. So, whatever. Go ahead and continue to hide your secret. So, he finally, in this episode, actually says it, that he is a retired cop. And just talking about how that's where a lot of his anger issues come from. And I'm pretty sure he has PTSD. In any other circumstance, y'all, if you've been watching this channel for a minute, I will take the opportunity to talk about mental health. But I just don't care about this one. I wish him well. I wish him healing. And I really do hope that he is going to therapy and actually participating in the process. God bless you on your journey. Okay, you guys. So now it's time to talk about Ready to Love. Our least favorite part of the video. This is about to be real quick. We're not even going to go blow by blow and talk about each person because the main character and the subject of this episode is Chaz, right? Everybody else, it don't even matter. Nothing has changed. The only thing that I will say is that it does seem like Justin and Mika are starting to develop a stronger connection. I think at this point, that's the only thing that could be a little bit believable because I do see the attraction between the two of them. So you guys already know from if you saw our video last week that William did end up going home. We kind of spoiled that for y'all last week, if you cared. So now we're just kind of picking up this episode from last week, right? So everybody kind of dispersed. Patrice goes and has a whole breakdown because she's upset that William is now gone. Well, Vanessa and Chaz finally have their conversation for the first time since they got to the actual weekend trip, right? Or weekend getaway. And Vanessa's trying to express to Chaz, like, hey, like, I don't feel like you are being intentional with me. Like, I don't feel like you're checking up on me the way I feel like you've been checking up on every other lady that's been in this house. Like, this is the first time that we're even talking today. This whole time that Vanessa is trying to have a conversation with Chaz, he is being defensive and he's being a complete asshole, like completely. And he's also taking this opportunity to gaslight her by saying, well, it's 7:00. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's only 7:00. Like, of course, like I'm talking to you now. And like, oh, like, I feel like you are not being in the moment. Like, I'm with you now. Like, don't worry about all of the other stuff. And like, I'm supposed to be making these connections. Like, he's doing all of the extra stuff and then also like flipping it back onto Vanessa. And he says in his confessional that, oh, like, this is making me look at Vanessa a little differently now. Like, she doesn't seem like she's emotionally intelligent. He was pissing me the hell off because you don't even know how to spell emotionally intelligent, let alone operate in it or practice it. He manipulated her in this conversation to the point where he storms off and gets so mad and so offended at the fact that she was coming to him asking him for clarity, because it doesn't make sense. Because up until this point, coming into this house, she didn't realize how many different connections he had, and the fact that it seems like he's also adding to his roster. So, of course, not only Vanessa, all of the ladies are feeling like, okay, what is going on? We would all like clarity. And that's all that Vanessa was doing. But just like an asshole will do, he manipulated her in this conversation and flipped it on her and did not take any type of accountability for the situation he has put himself in. So Vanessa goes outside and tells Maya and I believe Rashina what happened, because they saw Chad storm off and they didn't understand why he was mad. And Vanessa was, telling the girls what happened. And she was like, I don't know if he was gaslighting me or if my expectations are too high. And I was like, that should answer your question, that he is gaslighting you, because that's exactly what the goal was. To flip it on you and to make you feel like something is wrong with you and your expectations and that you need to lower them, right? Like, it was so infuriating to watch.
Chaz knew what he was doing. Chaz put himself in this situation. Don't nobody feel bad for you.
No.
My thing is, it seemed like you're on this mission for this personal goal of you wanted to be man of the house. Like, you wanted everybody to like you. You wanted all the women to flock towards you. And now you're in a situation where the women want answers.
Right.
And now you mad at them because they want clarity, because they have a life to live.
Right.
How dare you? So, and like I said, you storming off and leaving, such a bitch. So speaking of that, they have a crawfish dinner, the crew. And while they're having a crawfish dinner, Chaz is upstairs packing his little duffel bag because he can't take the heat. In which Patrice Pick Me Ass decides to go upstairs to try to calm him down and talk him into staying. But King Chaz don't give a damn. Chaz still left. And when she came back down, it seemed like people were making excuses for him at the crawfish dinner. Mm-hmm. In which they're acting like it was such a funeral that Chaz is not there,
But also, this is when Rashina, for the second time, felt slighted.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Rashina took this hard because it's just like, number one, we don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Number two, you ain't communicate to me.
Right. And she felt like she had a stronger connection with him. Yeah, she felt like she had a strong
connection. And it's like, we don't have a connection because you ain't communicate with me.
Right.
So we must not have one.
Right.
So for her now, it's like, damn, I'm wasting my time.
Right. Because mind you guys, when he stormed off with Vanessa earlier in the day, he, like, nobody else, the rest of the crew didn't see him for the rest of the night. Like, he just packed up his bag and left. So Chaz is a bitch. He really is. And men like him are extremely dangerous because, again, playing the whole sensitive man role, like, oh my, I want to be with people, I want to be surrounded by people that love me. This isn't who I am. Like, I can't do this.
No, he put himself in this situation because he wanted to be Mr. Oh so popular and play with people. Chaz know what he's doing. Chaz 47 years old.
Right. Thank you.
Please stop the
Thank you. So
you don't get that grace of courtesy.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so at the end, Tommy leaves Rashina's fate in Chaz's hands, in which Chaz met with Rashina for dinner, it seemed like, to discuss what the group has decided. Mm-hmm. And this was not the most glamorous meeting because, number one, this is the first time Rashina's really hearing from Chaz.
Right.
Right. I don't know what Chaz's expectation was for how she was supposed to act with him, but I feel she has the right to act however she wants to. Because, number one, like, dude, you're supposed to be my strongest connection. I don't hear from you. Two, and I'm pretty sure Rashina picked up on this. You're inviting me for dinner, and I know you just met Tommy and the guys.
But not just that, she also, as a smart woman, she comes to the table and I know she was instantly turned off because, like you said, they hadn't talked since he left.
Right.
And so she's expecting, like, for him to lead the conversation and be like, listen, like, I know I left abruptly during the weekend. We haven't really talked. Like, she was looking for him to be a man. Exactly. She comes, she sits down, and then she's like, like, what's up? What's going on? He's like, what's up? Like, yeah, I know. And then she, like, it's been a while or whatever. She was like, I know this could be the dun 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 moment. And he's like, well, what does that mean?
And he said some very careless shit too. He said that he was like, so ask. He said something like, ask away.
Yeah, like ask away. Like he was so. Oh my god, he's such a asshole. Like, I do not like him.
Well, we should have put Chaz in the red in the beginning.
I do not like him because I do not like the way that he handled this situation. And shout out to Rashina because she was instantly turned off and peeped what happened in the moment, like right when it was happening while they were away. She did not like the way that he handled the situation. As a man, you did not handle it like a grown man.
At 47 years old.
You did not. And that was a turnoff. Like, and I know exactly how she was feeling and what she meant by, like, you did not at all even consider me or consider anybody else, like the way you went about the situation. And he is an ultimate gaslighter. He was doing that in this conversation and just like trying to make it seem as if Rashina was being so combative and like
overreacting.
And
it seemed like during the conversation too, of course, he was getting defensive. And he was getting very irritated.
Right.
And it seemed like near the end, he was trying to just go ahead and drop the ball, saying that she's eliminated.
Right.
But they kind of got in a tussle about whose turn it is to talk.
Because he kept cutting her off, but she also she knew where it was going.
She knew where it was going. Yeah. And she wanted to get ahead of it.
Right.
And she wanted to let him know, look, you were the only person I was considering. Mm-hmm. You showed your colors. I'm turned off. I'm good on you. Right. So I'm self-eliminating.
Right.
And Chaz acts like he was so surprised and blah, blah, blah.
He's like, oh, are you? Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, my thing is this. Like, I feel like that was one of the realest moments of this season because she's not here for the camera. She said, you were my only person. You showed you a clown. So I'm going home.
Right. Right.
Right.
And I appreciated that too. So yes, Rashina ended up going home. I'm not going to say she was eliminated. She went home on her own.
She wanted to go reclaim her time.
Right.
She wanted to go reclaim her time.
Right. To go busy herself.
Because there's nothing but ass clowns left on this show.
And good for her. Like, I'm sitting here like, I'm rooting for the ladies to leave. Like, I'm like, don't choose anybody. I think that this is a tragic situation. This is a tragic season, and I'm not rooting for anybody. Again, the only thing or only couple that I feel like has a little bit of maybe it's real chemistry is Justin and Mika. But I feel like
they're just trying to hook up.
Also, I will say they are around the same age, meaning that they're still really young. And I feel like they both want the same thing. Whatever that is, I think that they are in agreement as to what that is. And so I'm not even going to judge what that could be.
They could have done that shit on a dating app. They didn't need to come on TV for that. But, you know, Rashina goes home. Reclaim your time, girl. We're saved.
Yeah.
But y'all, that was Ready to Love. Y'all let us know in the comments how y'all feel.
Yes.
Let us know anything in there. Ask us questions. Y'all have conversation in there. Definitely going to watch it again this Friday, our next episode.
Are we really?
Yep. And y'all be sure to watch it as well because we'll be here to review it.
We will.
We are getting closer and closer to the finish line. Closer.
More importantly, y'all, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard comes back on Sunday, so we will be reviewing this new season. We are going to see what they're working with. I'm not going to lie. Now, they little extended preview for the season, it didn't look all that interesting, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We did like the show last season, so we thought it was, a little cute little show to review.
Well, y'all, we love y'all. We miss y'all. We're here. Y'all enjoy this great weather. We have approached springtime. Time to wear less clothes. Send them out.
Bye.